Yesterday I started with the modern sewage treatment plant. You must be prepared. If you can draw this diagram in a simple way, you can write minimum 4 to 5 pages. The sewage is collected into the grid chamber. Yesterday I told you there are two things. It is classified modern sewage treatment plant. We classified under two headings: primary treatment and secondary treatment. Primary treatment is a anaerobic digestion. It doesn't require oxygen. Secondary treatment is a aerobic digestion, or it is also called as aerobic oxidation. Same, that is digestion. So this is the first difference between modern primary and the secondary treatment. Then in grid chamber, large garbage, large dead animal, large dead bodies, large organic material that is collected, which has got vertical and inclined metal bar. Why vertical and inclined? Because when the large wood material, large organic material and the dead bodies they enter into the grid chamber, that grid chamber should not get blocked. It should not get blocked. That's why the metal rods are vertical and inclined. So it moves like this. So large particles are broken down into the small things. That is the main treatment. Then it is given to the primary sedimentation tank, where this material stays for 6 to 8 hours, and two things occurs there. Number one is what occurs is storage. Second is the microorganisms grow there, and they also break down the large organic material, large particles into the small things. These two things occur. What are the end result of primary sedimentation tank? The end result of primary sedimentation tanks are three. It produces methane gas, it produces ammonia, it produces carbon dioxide. So this is one. Then it is given the biological treatment is given. Bias means life. As it grows, the microorganisms they break down the sewage into the small particles. The these microorganisms grows in number, and as they are staying there for 6 to 8, 12 hours, their number decreases. Number of microorganisms they decreases because of as they are staying at one place. Then, so life is there. That's why it is called as biological treatment. So two things occurs in primary treatment tank. Supernal fluid is a effluent, water. It is a green colored fluid. While the solid material which stays at the base is called as sludge. It is given to the sludge digester bed. Means wet, solid things which is removed mechanically with a machine. It is subjected to the dry. That is called as sludge dryer or sludge digester bed. So sludge can be taken from primary sedimentation tank, maybe after the biological treatment, or from the secondary sedimentation tank. So there are three sources of sludge. So when the biological treatment is finished, then it is given to the secondary sedimentation tank, where again the microorganisms which are growing, the last end products are only two. One is supernal fluid and the sludge. Sludge is given to the sludge digester bed. By supernal fluid, which is a greenish color, is subjected to the chlorine is added to it. So disinfection of that supernal impure fluid is done, and that water it can be used for agriculture purpose. So end result of primary sedimentation tank are three: methane, ammonia, carbon dioxide. End results of secondary treatment plant are 5: methane, ammonia, carbon dioxide, water, nitrates and nitrites. So these are the 5 end result of secondary treatment plant. While the three end results are primary sedimentation tank. So now it is clear that we get two things after the primary and the secondary treatment plant. Number one is we get the sludge. Sludge is nothing but a blackish, yellowish, hard material which stays at the bottom of the primary and the secondary sedimentation tank, which is subjected to the sludge dryer or sludge dryer bed or sludge disposal bed, where the sludge is dried. And sludge is nothing but it contains 90% of the bacteria and the organic matter and the water. These are the only three conditions of sludge. So, end results of primary and the secondary treatment plant are only two: sludge and effluent. Then, what is written in the destiny, in the kismat of sludge and the effluent? हर एक डेस्टिनी में लिखा जाता है, समथिंग इज रिटन, आगे क्या होने वाला है. Just you are going to become doctor, you are going to serve the society. But similarly, the end result, what is written in the destiny of the sludge and the effluent is this sludge. First, I will discuss the effluent. What is the destiny of effluent where the chlorine is added? This effluent is subjected to two things. Number one is trickling method, and second is activated sludge treatment. Activated sludge means what? I will tell you. This is little bit confusion. Just concentrate for 2 to 3 minutes so that you can understand this better. If you read the book, you will get confused. Even if you read my book, you will get confused. But if you concentrate for under 2 to 3 minutes, तो कुछ नहीं इसमें कचरा है. So what is the destiny of the effluent? Effluent, which is a liquid fluid, supernatant liquid fluid, which is subjected to the chlorine, is the treatment is done by two things. One is trickling method and another is the activated sludge. Remember, trickling. So the bed is prepared for trickling method. Bed is prepared with large diameter of stones, large, medium, small, and then the sand and the gravels, means small particles of the sand. And this effluent is poured, trickled over this bed. So what happens is, the things which are thicker, they settle on the surface of this trickling bed, while the liquid material will pass down. So as the continuously effluent is trickling on this trickling bed, which is made up of sand and the stone and the sand, the layer is formed. That layer is called as Zucchier layer. Zucchier layer. What is this layer? When on the trickling bed of stone and the sand, the effluent is passed, the Zucchier layer forms. Means whatever the solid things are present in the effluent, they form a layer on the surface of the stone. That layer is called as Zucchier layer. This layer is made up of 4 things. It contains algae, fungus, bacteria, and other microorganisms. Algae, fungus, bacteria, and microorganisms. It may again contain all the microorganisms like protozoa, helminth, viruses, everything. Whole is called as Zucchier layer. So in simple way, you must have seen at the bank of the river, side of the river, Shevala. That is nothing but a Zucchier layer. God prepares that Zucchier layer. So If you remove that green colored jubilant layer of the seawall, you will see the water below. So this is the jubilant layer, and water which has been trickled down the trickling bed, it at the below, it is a clear, and that clear water is called as humus. Humus. This is asking why. What is humus? Humus is nothing but it is a filtered effluent on the surface of the trickling bed. So this is about the trickling method. Second method is activated sludge method. Means what? Again, effluent is as in this trickling method doesn't require manpower. Once the bed is prepared with the stone and the sand, forget it. So advantage of trickling method is, for only thing is, first time you have to prepare the bed. Then there is no maintenance, nothing. No manpower is required, no electricity is required, nothing is required. These are the advantages. While activated sludge method requires manpower, requires a person for supervision. Why? Because this, as the name activated, it requires active force, active energy. Means person must be required. Electricity must be there. So it requires the maintenance. So how it works? This effluent subjected to the after the secondary treatment, subjected to the activated sludge treatment plant. Plant has to be constructed. So for supervision and maintenance of this activated sludge plant, the person is required, human being is required. As it is a plant, it requires energy. And both of this, trickling method and the activated sludge method, they require oxygen. That's why it is a jubilant layer, it is a living thing. Maybe made up of fungi, algae, bacteria, or viruses. It is a living thing. It requires oxygen. So this is all about the jubilant layer, trickling method, and the activated sludge method. Why this is called as activated sludge method? Because this sludge, which contains oxygen. So it is a aerobic digestion or aerobic oxidation. So this is all about what are the things discussed, what are the things that we discussed under the heading of modern sewage treatment plan. Now coming to the what is the destiny, what is the fate of sludge and the effluent. First, sludge. Sludge, as I told you, 90% of it contains water, then bacteria, viruses, and the organic material. It is a solid material, yellowish black material, settles at the base of the plant. If you want to see the sludge, you go to the bus stand, you enter into the latrine and see the latrine. There is a hard material which settles in the base of the pan. That is sludge. You have to imagine. नाहीतर जाऊन बघा कसं असतं, छान असतं, घाण वास असतो. So that is sludge. So what is the fate of this sludge? This sludge, as it is a hard, solid material, black, yellowish in color, contains 90% of the water, bacteria, and the fungi, including white bacteria and the fungi. It has to be removed manually and used for agriculture purpose, growing of potatoes, tomatoes, or this fruit trees which yield the fruits to us. So it is a rich organic material, organic fertilizer. So if lot of sludge is there, then this sludge can be given away in the river, or it can be given away to the seas. So sludge from the Bombay, Greater Bombay and Mumbai is given into the Arabian Sea. Sludge from the Chennai given into the both the sea, that is Arabian Sea and the Bengal Sea, Bay of Bengal. Sludge from the Kolkata is given into the Bay of Bengal. So this is the fate of the sludge. Now, what is the fate of the effluent? As it is a liquid material, you can use for agriculture purpose. After the what we call as disinfectant, that water can be used for industrial purpose, not for drinking purpose, because it contains microorganisms. So, industrial purpose water can be used. As there is a sludge treatment plant or what is called a sewage treatment plant at MIDC Solapur, at Dega, and one in more is at Uttarnagar. The water is used for NTPC project, that is effluent. Water is used for agricultural purpose, but not for drinking purpose. So, number one is agriculture use. Number two is, if a lot of effluent is there, that effluent can be given to the bee in the river, that is called as river outfall. If the sea is there, you can give to the sea outfall. There are few other methods that I will discuss in the next class.